replicated in the future. And the major feedbacks we had is that we may think of two different formats. One that is more similar to this jam, so a more theoretical kind of session, and it ended up that this kind of documentation jam could be useful, especially if we organize this in parallel with events like the Open Hardware Summit, because at the summit we will have many of the most important players in the open source hardware industry. So the idea is that once you have the important stakeholders, it makes more sense to have this kind of discussion on interoperability and overall industry-related collaboration. So the idea from now is to talk with the Open Source Hardware Summit organization and think of organizing this kind of jam at the summit. And another idea is that we can create a more hands-on related event that we identified as Open Source Hardware Documentation Sprint. We are still thinking of a name, but the idea of this event is to have an event in which you can go and document your own projects. And this couples a little bit with the Open Source Hardware Association strategy for international branches. As some of you may know, I'm in charge of the Open Source Hardware Association internationalization strategy, and I'm thinking of developing some sort of event template. We are having a session in the afternoon brainstorming on how this sprint could be made, and maybe we are also thinking of organizing the first one here in New York City, thanks to the guys that are interested in supporting this effort. So if you are interested in this kind of discussion, we are having a session in the afternoon. And these are the major findings we had this morning from the discussion on how to replicate this event worldwide and in the future. This morning we also had a session going on about website sites interoperability. So if somebody wants to report on the advancements, should we?
That was the sites interoperability. This morning we talked about remixing, versioning projects.
Oh, sorry. The sites interoperability is going to start at lunch.
So we basically talked about a lot of the issues that we kind of focused on the issues that SparkFun's been running into as far as versioning control with our hardware and combining that with our software that we've been trying to get up on GitHub. We kind of went through and made a list of different issues with that as far as user access, making it easy for users to get that information, and then also how difficult it is for our engineers to really get that information up in a clear, concise format. And I think, we just sort of brainstormed some ideas, talked about some tools that are out there that we didn't know about, which is good. And then we came away with a requirements checklist as far as things that we would like to at least take back to our IT department and kind of say, hey, if we're building these tools, what sort of things can we include to make it easier for our engineers to document their work, and then also make it easier to get that version control out to the customers so that way they can track, what hardware they're using, what software versions, all that kind of stuff. So we have a checklist, and it's on the thing. If anybody wants to look at it, interview, make suggestions, please do.
So the session is closed?
Yeah, that one's all closed. So.
Okay. And the last one to report should be the taxonomy table. If you arrive to something more tangible. Who's going to report on that?
So it was more of an informal discussion. We were talking more about building materials and how to modularize it more. We discussed how to get materials, build materials at a step level, making it so that each step can have a list of materials, and then whatever you're documenting procedure would generate the build material based on all the steps, and then also the topic as a whole. So then you can, let's say you're going in and trying to build this tractor, and you need to know all of the things that are required to build this, so you can start checking off what you already have, what you don't have. You already have a bunch of steel, but you don't have this type of steel. You need to know that. So being able to quickly create build materials checklist using and then defining more of just a discussion about terminology.
Is the taxonomy group closed, or
We basically it's close.
what's available right now?
What's available is in the folder. We have the notes from the session. We have, what do we call it? George, of the required data that every manual would require in order to make it useful. We also have by the end of the weekend, there will be also available all of the standards that we need with the whole project manual, the combination of those, and then those are all open source, the documentation open source, along with the mailing list set up, and some project governance information, so we want to continue contributing to the program.
Talk about the merge. The merge?
The merge is so taking the work that Kurt did on the whole project and bring the two projects back together, or make one.
So, just to recap, in the afternoon we have, I guess, two sessions starting right now. One is the famous session on science interoperability. It's going to start right now, I guess, at the table. And another one will be about the sprints that I mentioned. So we'll be mostly brainstorming on how these kind of events could be made. And so if you are interested in organizing one or just give hand on what kind of activities should this event be based on, please participate. I guess that we are working on this table. That's pretty much for now, because the other two sessions are coming. The proposal is still not clear, so maybe we are not sure this is going to start. The program for the rest of the day is to close all the works around 5, so that you are free to go. And another last thing I wanted to ask you, since we had some great works from SparkFun, we have like 10 gifts to give you. So we decided to give out that those prizes like we are in an upvoting procedure. So we ask all of you here to go by the attendee list, and you can express 3 upvotes. You should express 3 upvotes for the best, for the most committed contributor during the jam, and we'll be giving these prizes. Obviously, we have several kind of prizes. So there are some are more for people that want to familiarize with open hardware. Some of us have not experience with open hardware, so there are some learning kits. And if you upvote at the end of the day, chart, and the most voted contributors will get a gift, and you can obviously decide what to do with this gift, use it, or maybe give it to a small nephew or cousin and introduce them to the open source hardware stuff, and that would be great because we'll having new gifts coming to the open source hardware world. Okay, so please find 5 minutes to go to the attendee list and express your thoughts. Okay, thank you.